Now I'm here with another instructor, Emily Intersimoni. Emily is senior phase instructor at, actually, I'll let you introduce yourself and the Grace Hopper program.
Yeah, so I am one of the instructors of our current cohort of students from the Grace Hopper program. For those of you who don't know, the Grace Hopper program is one of FullStack's full-time immersive bootcamp programs. And it shares a lot with the programs that our remote and Chicago and New York students go through. It has the same curriculum, it has a lot of the same staff, but what's different about the Grace Hopper program is that it is a deferred tuition model, and it's specifically for women. And that's all to serve our program's mission of helping close the gender gap in engineering by making this type of education more accessible to women. So our students go through this program, and then after they receive their first full-time software engineering job, they start to pay back tuition, but there's no cost until then. I've loved working with this particular group of students over the last 13 weeks. They've also worked with instructors like Corey Greenwald and Omri Bernstein, who you'll actually see with the FullStack cohort in a little bit. And I've been really impressed by the projects over the last several weeks. I saw a lot of ingenuity and really great attention to detail. And I think you'll see that all in these presentations. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first group is called Tiny Kitchen. Most of the apps that we use are meant to be interacted with via a mouse or a keyboard, but this particular group decided to do something a little different, and they wanted you to be able to interact with their app by talking to it. So go ahead, Tiny Kitchen.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, my name is Caitlin Moreno, and this is Sarah Charles, Danny Liu, and Jessica Blake. Our app is called Tiny Kitchen, and it's a personal recipe organizer and kitchen assistant. So you might have had the following problems while trying to follow a recipe you found online. The font is small, it's easy to get lost, and it's hard to use a device while you're trying to cook and juggle a million other things. So our app attempts to solve that problem by letting you navigate a recipe hands-free with your voice. So our app has three main components: a Chrome extension that lets you pull any recipe from the web, a web app that organizes and lets you search those recipes, and a cooking assistant with a cute British mouse named Mochi who will accept a variety of voice commands and read you your recipes step by step so that you can focus on cooking. So here's Sarah to walk you through how our app works.
Hi, so say you want to make some sort of salmon recipe. We have lots of great recipes on our website, and maybe you can't find exactly what you want. So then what you do is you search for something on the web and hit our Chrome extension. This will parse all the information and then populate these forms, which then you can edit if it's maybe not quite right. Then you can add the recipe. Alternatively, you could manually add a recipe from not the web and upload an image using Amazon Web Services. Then on the recipe page, you can add it to your recipe box, add notes like so, and then also add any of the personal ingredients to your grocery list. Then on your profile page, you can see all the recipes in your recipe box and see your groceries. You can edit your groceries and email the groceries to yourself for looking up. So now we have our recipe and we have our groceries. Now we're ready to cook. And here's my teammate Danny to talk about cooking mode.
We created Mochi, our cooking assistant, using Google's API.ai, which provides us with a basic platform to train our own intelligent assistant using natural language processing and machine learning. When a user talks to Mochi through our website, we transform their words to text using RDM.js, a speech-to-text recognition API, and sends that text to Mochi. To help Mochi understand the question, we provided training data, which are variations of things a user can say. Mochi parses out the question using logic and information we specified, and sends the information to our webhook deployed in the cloud. Our webhook performs different operations based on the question and then formulates an answer for Mochi. Finally, Mochi delivers that response to the user and from the speech-to-text API. This is why Mochi can not only react to static commands, but also answer cooking-related questions like unit conversions, and to deliver us a truly hands-free experience. Here's Mochi in action.
Start.
oven to 475 degrees.
Next.
Place the butter and half the herb in a roast. Add the salmon to the pan.
Stop.
Skin side up. Roast.
Help me set a timer for 5 seconds.
Timer set for 5s. Time's up.
Help me convert 1 tablespoon to teaspoons.
1 TBS is 3.0 teaspoons.
Exit.
One challenge that we faced during our project was pulling recipe information from external websites. Our Chrome extension works by pulling the source code of the page and then scanning the DOM for various elements. So things like images and titles are easy to pull from their corresponding HTML tags. But things like ingredients and directions are a bit trickier because every site structures this information in a different way. So we attempted to isolate these sections by searching for certain keywords that were followed by lists, either ordered lists or unordered lists, and then parsing each of them into an array. But sometimes there just aren't any lists on the page that fit these criteria. So in that case, we've designed a custom method that can also crawl for less structured data, such as divs and nested divs, or paragraphs and sections of text that are separated by line breaks. In that way, we're able to pull meaningful information from a variety of sites, regardless of their individual format. If you'd like to visit our app, you can check out tiny-kitchen.herokuapp.com, where you'll also find a link to our Chrome extension and our GitHub. We hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you all for listening.
That is something that I've been looking for something exactly like this to learn how to cook. The only suggestion I would have for the Tiny Kitchen team is to sell an accessory, which would be like a laptop apron, because all kinds of food kind of falls on your laptop while you're cooking. And yeah, but otherwise, I love the experience. Also, shout out to Kate for posting on Twitter, #FSDem. So
Yeah, very cool. We couldn't hear it here, but in the Facebook live feed, you can hear the accent of the person talking. It's a British accent, which just makes the food feel tastier.
that's fair.